I would like to be remembered as somebody that made an impact on someone's life.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Conversational Lounge Media, where we mentor, connect, and inspire others through real life stories. On the show today, I have a wonderful guest. Her name is Ngozi. Her and I have crossed paths, and she does amazing work in the community. She does amazing work at work, and I just cannot wait for you to hear her story today and get to know a little bit about her. So Ngozi,
Yes,
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So for everybody who does not know about you,
Yes.
who is Ngozi?
That's a loaded question. I would say I am somebody that is often behind the scenes. So in anything I do, I don't want the limelight to be on me, but really focusing on uplifting people in the community, especially in the work that I do in my day job, where I lead a team of instructional designers. So really just uplifting people behind the scenes and also in the community.
Wow. I'm telling you, everybody, because you know how that saying about, and this is going to be like, behind every strong woman, for example, or every strong man, there is someone stronger behind them, right? So, I take that to mean something like what you're saying right now. People don't always see you out there. They see the final product. They see the results, but they don't know who really is behind this. So with your work, you said instructional design. What is that?
That's a good question. So, instructional design, so if you think about training, so if you think about having a training class, so when you start a job, you often have training. And so, someone has to create those materials. And so, my team actually creates those materials that is then facilitated to either a class or we do e learning. So, the e learning that you think about, like compliance or communication, it ranges from anything and everything. So we have our hands in a lot of pots right now.
Wow. Why training?
That's a great question. Growing up, I always thought that I was always the kid that just never knew what I wanted to do. My original goal was to be a daycare director, believe it or not, which is far from training. But my first experience with training was really in a sales class. So my first job out of college was as a sales agent. And I experienced just being in the classroom, learning, and I was just like, what are they doing? What is that? There's a teacher that's teaching us stuff about sales. What do they do? And so that really just got my eye focused on talent development, training, and all things people development.
Wow. That is amazing. And so I know you also do a lot of things in the community.
Yes.
I feel like I see your name everywhere. We're gonna get to how you divide your time, but what do you do in the community and tell me about that passion and how that got ignited.
I think that the work that I do really aligns with the community involvement that I'm in. So one of the organizations that I'm super proud to be a part of is called Lead DSM. And really it's a program, it's a nonprofit here in Des Moines, Iowa, really dedicated to growing and developing community leaders. And so I'm currently a part of the Greater Des Moines Leadership Institute.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I do want to put a plug. There is nominations. We're accepting nominations right now for that. So if you're interested, go and apply or put a nomination in for yourself or somebody that you know. Applications will come after the whole nomination process. There'll be a request for applications. So they'll request the nominees to apply. So that's one of the programs that we have. That's one of the programs they have. The other one is Community Connect, really focused on connecting people in the community and really thinking about how you find your purpose and your passions. So that's another program that I was involved in. I currently volunteer in that program. And then they also have the Youth Leadership Institute, which is really helping develop young leaders, primarily high school students. So that's one program I'm heavily involved in. The other one is Central Iowa ATD. So it's really about developing talent development in organizations. And so that really is what got me started in my career. So that program, and it's also another nonprofit, that really spurred my interest in just getting to network, know more people, and really figure out, is this something that I want to do? So in that space, I started as the VP of eMedia, doing a lot of the communication, flyer creation, content creation, all that, social media. And now I'm currently the Vice President of Community Relations. So in that role, what I'm trying to do really is bring people alongside me that have expertise in nonprofit talent development. So thinking about the Community Foundation, thinking about the Iowa Nonprofit Alliance, and really work towards how do we upskill those folks in nonprofits, especially knowing that a lot of times they're just employees of one. So they have their executive director and they're the ones really running the show, and then they have volunteers. So thinking about how we can upskill that talent and bring them together. I am starting a special interest group, so that's another plug as well. Really focused on providing that talent to those employees. So the special interest group is completely free of charge, really coming in once a month, the last Friday of the month. It's all virtual right now. It'll be virtual starting April 26th. So it starts officially April 26th. CentralIowaATD.com is the website, so if you're interested in that. But yes, just really trying to do good work in the community and thinking about ways that we can grow as a community and just develop talent.
Yeah. Now I feel like I have a lot of... No, it's perfect. I feel like I have a lot of questions on each part that you touched on.
Yes.
But the first one, I'm going to start with the passion. In one of the organizations that you engaged in, you mentioned something about helping people find their purpose and mission, right? I really like that. What's your purpose?
I would say that's another loaded question. I feel like I keep saying loaded question, but
let's load them up.
I think my passion really is to see people shine and develop people to reach their full potential. So if I can be one small part of their journey, I've done my job. If I can give them one nugget of advice, if I can give them mentoring, whatever I can do to help set someone else for success, that's really what my passion is. And then also people that might not have an opportunity. So really thinking about underserved populations, dabbling in that work, and just thinking about people that, again, that wouldn't have had that chance, and really helping them develop and grow. The aha moment for me, or the light bulb moment, is when I see somebody that I helped or mentored do what they wanted to do with my help. I think that's really where my passion is.
Yes. I love that passion. It's a passion that I share with you. And it's a passion that it lights up a fire under you. You just want to help someone else learn and grow, right?
Exactly.
Learning and growing is something that you will do for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
And since you're the one who wants to help someone else realize that in them, and you're helping them grow, I think one of the challenges from my perspective that I see with our passion is we're very driven and we do that, right? Like altruistically, right? However, when you go to talk to someone who wants to measure your performance or measure your impact, it's a very difficult passion to measure. It's like, no, I really get satisfaction by helping someone else just find their own path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of this stuff cannot be measured really, because I mean, it's really just knowing that you're doing the work because the work is important to you, and just letting other people shine, you know, and so not necessarily taking credit for, yes, I had a part in that, but just letting them grow and letting them flourish. We might not see the impact right away, but knowing that they're successful and then maybe they'll turn around and give that back to somebody else. I think that's really what's most important to me at the end of the day, and just being okay knowing that people might not recognize that you played a part in someone else's success.
Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it. You also mentioned something about ATD. Can you tell me a little bit about ATD and what truly are you looking to achieve with that?
Yeah, so ATD stands for Association of Talent Development. So it's the world's largest talent development organization in the world, really. And so we have a chapter called ATD Central Iowa, really focused on, again, that talent development in Central Iowa. So oftentimes we'll have people in the organization that are trainers, instructional designers, consultants, coaches, the whole gambit. And so what I'm really focused on is, again, that nonprofit sector. So thinking about what community partnerships can we create at ATD Central Iowa. And so that's really my goal, is looking for people to partner with. How can we help provide resources for those nonprofits? Because we are the one-stop shop for talent development, thinking about how can we use our resources to help other people that might not have that opportunity. And then also just really telling people about our organization and exposing other organizations to our organization that might not know about it.
And talent development. I'm getting real deep here.
That's okay.
Because it's a big term, but it's a general term as well.
Yes.
So when you talk about talent development,
Yes.
does someone come through the door, they have no idea what their talent is, and you help them navigate and find that? Or do you have a set of items, like, we can teach you on administrative skills, or we can teach you, do you have a menu that people select from?
We do actually have a capability model. I cannot name off of all the different components, but really it's about most of the things that we discuss is leadership development. So leadership development is huge. It also focuses on instructional design. So instructional design is one. Inclusion, we focus on inclusion. And then also focus on some of that technology aspect that people don't necessarily think about. So like performance management tools, things of that nature. And so we welcome anybody and everybody, but really the focus, the core group is trainers and facilitators in organizations that do that training. So that's really the target audience, and they learn, and then they take that back to their organizations, and then they teach them, communication skills or unconscious bias training, whatever it is, you name it. So the people in the organization are really the ones that take that learning back and facilitate that to their organizations.
I see. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a different perspective, you know?
Yes.
I'm speaking to a trainer, someone who understands the behind the scenes of the materials that we're consuming once they come out.
Yes, exactly.
So this is a great fresh perspective.
Yes.
I'm appreciating that. So if there's one or two things that you would like to be remembered, or you'd like to put your legacy on, what would those be?
Yes. I would like to be remembered as somebody that made an impact on someone's life that changed the trajectory of their life, if that makes sense.
It does.
Or made an impact on an organization that had an impact on the well-being of everybody. So an organization I have an impact on that's able to share that wealth and experience or whatever it is with a larger audience. I think that's what I want to be remembered for.
Wow. Ngozi, so if someone's watching right now and they're just very fascinated, they're truly inspired by your journey and just anything, like everything that you've shared today, what kind of advice would you leave for such a person?
Yes, I would say the work speaks for itself. So don't go looking for validation from anybody. Know that the work that you do is important and is making a difference, even if it's not recognized by others. Just know what you have in your heart is what matters and should be the reason why you do what you do.
Wow. Self-driven. Let it come from inside.
Yes.
Wow. And is there anything that you would love to share with your audience today that I didn't get a chance to ask you?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. Yeah, you pretty much covered it. You did a good job of covering everything.
Well, everybody who's watching, Miss Ngozi here.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Ngozi.
you. This has been great. This has been great.
Oh my goodness. And thank you so much for coming to my show today.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing your story. You know, sometimes it's not easy.
Yes.
It's really not easy just being in front of the camera and just speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be inspired by your journey.
Thank you.
But however, before I let you go, if anybody is interested in being a part of any of the organizations that you're part of,
yes.
how would they, even get started?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn or through email, and I can really start plugging the dots. If it's ATD, if it's Lead DSM, I can connect you to those people that are in those organizations. So.
Wow. Not only are you a trainer, a learner, and developer, you're also a connector. Let's go. But that's actually very true. You know what? As a matter of fact, I have to put this plug in myself.
Yes.
So I know you're volunteering with, One Voice, like Des Moines, as you're putting up the...
True.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes, the business fair.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that a lot of things, but one thing that I was very impressed with you is that when we just first started planning and we were thinking, what should we do for venues? You immediately had so many venues that, hey, try this ones. Anytime would come up with, hey, what should we do for ABCD? Like, try this ones. So it is true. You're very well connected. That is something that I've really come to realize. You're very well connected and you're willing to share those tools and resources with other people. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody back home, I hope this message spoke to you or someone that you know. And if it did, go ahead and share this with your networks. If we can inspire one person by sharing one person's story, then we're really one step closer to delivering our purpose and missions. You can follow the rest of our work at withtrudy.com or on YouTube at Conversations with Trudy. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
Thank you.